Here we have the all-new 2023 Dodge Hornet. This one comes in the GT all-wheel drive trim level in the beautiful blue Bayou paint. And then we have black cloth leatherette interior. And the powertrain consists of a 2-liter Hurricane turbocharged 4-cylinder engine made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And that gets us 268 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. But as we come around to the front end here, we do have our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights, and the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But love that look, especially in this blue. And on a bright day like today, it really shines. And then down here, we have 17-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front. And then over here, we have our power door lock controls. Rear window lock here. We do get one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. And then we have power folding mirrors with blind spot monitors. And then to use your power mirrors, just pick a side and you can adjust there. And you can lock them out in the middle there. And that's how you control the dial. Bottle holder in here. Headlamp controls are here. There's your auto mode off. And then you can adjust the gauge cluster brightness. You have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And then here we have a 6-way manual driver's seat. Love the look of the seat though. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's take a look at this leg room back here. So the space isn't fantastic, but still I get seat back pockets on both sides, but you don't really see that often in a more inexpensive vehicle these days. So I'm impressed by that. And the seat quality, especially the leatherette, feels pretty nice. And I mean, if you fit 2 people back here without having somebody in the middle seat, you're not really in that much trouble. And I still have a couple inches of headroom, which is pretty impressive for this kind of vehicle as well. Rear AC vents are here. You get a USB-C, USB-A charge port down there. And then our middle seat does fold down. We have a little phone holder, cup holders in there. And then we can even fold that down to get to the back. But I'll show you what else we can do here in a moment. But I do like that we have the premium LED dome lights throughout. But let's make our way towards the back. And then if you want to use your child lock, you can just turn that here back and forth. Or this one here, excuse me. Coming around to the back end here, we do get the LED tail lamps. I love how it's kind of got like a Charger-esque look to it. Looks super nice. And then in here, we have this optional storage container, 12 volt. And then underneath here, you have a tire inflator kit. And then, because of this thing, I gotta lift it back up. And then a quick look underneath the vehicle. This is our exhaust system. But coming around to the rear passenger side, fuel filler there. And then if you want to fold this seat down, you can just pull that, and then you can run longer objects from the back to the front, and then to put it back into place. Pretty easy to do. Just make sure the seat belt's not in the way. It'll snap right back in. And then over here, we have a 6-way manual front passenger seat as well. So I'm glad we get that same adjustability. And then our glove compartment, pretty decent size for the segment. But here's the window sticker. And a huge shout out to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Franklin for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below to it, as well as their entire inventory in the description below. But anywhere you all need to pause to take a closer look, feel free. But now, let's make our way around and look in the engine bay. But there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Packed nice and tight in there. But let's hop in the driver's seat. So I like the leather wrap steering wheel here. Feels pretty nice. That might be leatherette. I'm not 100%. It feels like the back of the seat, but looks cool as well. I love the flat bottom look that they went with. Now over here to the radio, we do have AM, FM, XM radio, along with Bluetooth audio. And then you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility too. Turn the fan down a little bit. And then I love that we have the shortcuts. Like in most of the Chryslers, you can just go to your heated seat, heated steering wheel toggle there, and then go through those. So we do get the heated steering wheel as well as 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger. And then if you go to the comfort mode, you can go ahead and adjust the temperature as well as fan direction, the AC if you want to go ahead and set the auto mode, sync, do all of that. I love that we can sync and unsync, cut the whole system off, do everything from the screen. And then you have a few shortcut buttons if you want to do that without having to pull something up here. Now for your Bluetooth, you just have to pair your phone, walks you right through it. You can either have the car search for a device or you can find the radio on your phone. So again, pretty simple. And then I love the vehicle settings here, so I can see how much longer until I need to get the oil changed. And then I have 2 different drive modes, auto and sport. So I can toggle those here. And then you also have the gauge cluster, the left side. I love how the speedometer kind of changes as you go through the different modes. And then you have your performance settings here. So you can keep an eye on your turbo as well as your torque output. And then consumption history. And then you also have your transmission temperature gauges, 12 volt, and then oil temp. And I like that everything's right here on the screen and it looks super cool. All your settings right here. And then you can go through all of your safety settings here. If you want to turn your lane sense strength to high instead of low or whatever, you can do that. But if you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment below about the system. I can try and walk you through it. Now for the backup camera, great picture. And then the guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then you also have your rear parking sensors, so those will turn different colors and illuminate as you get too close to an object as you're backing up. Down below here, hazards. You can adjust your temperature down here and it'll pull up in the top corners there, whether it's the front passenger or the driver. And again, that auto mode, you can toggle that on and off, and then adjust your fan speed there, fan direction here, AC toggle here, and then you can decide whether you want your vents to automatically open and shut or set it manually, cut the whole system off. So pretty nice. And then down in here, we do have a 12 volt and then a USB-C, USB-A charge port. And then we have our auto stop toggle here. And for the shifter, pull the lever, reverse, neutral, drive, then you can come over here and manually shift. And then volume is here. You can adjust that, mute by hitting the button, and then you can pull down for a decrease in volume. Electronic parking brake, pull it to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage, and then you can turn either your stability control or your parking sensors on and off. Cup holders are here. You have the small center console cubby space. Pretty interesting how they did that, super deep in there. And then over here, we can control those dome lights for the front. And we can set all those settings there. And then also, this will be to toggle the ones in the back on too. There's a view of the back. And this is interesting, you have the grab handles up front, but you don't have any in the back. But blinkers are here. And then high beams there when the lights are on. You can turn them on and off and then flash by pulling up, and then you can toggle your lane sense on and off with that switch. And then to the right side, interesting setup here. So to use your windshield wipers, you could pull up here for the front wiper, pull down here for the rear wiper, and then you actually adjust the wipers here. So you have your low sensitivity front wiper, high sensitivity, then you have low and high, and you can turn it off there, and then pull up here for the front mist, pull back for the rear mist, and then this button on the side is actually for the view of the gauge cluster. So that's something, I'll tell you that. Now over here to the left side of the steering wheel, you can toggle your cruise control, and I like that you can just hit this button and you'll see it. You can either do adaptive off, speed limiter, or you can have the adaptive cruise there, and then adjust that, and then adjust the gap adjust for that as well. And then you have your Bluetooth buttons here. You can go through your settings down below by hitting this button and then using the scroll bar. And then you have your volume controls here. Just a super strange setup compared to what I'm used to in any vehicle, honestly. But here's our push button start. And finally, here's a key fob with remote start.